It's something which happens every season. The anime overtakes me. I'm now over a week behind, but that's not going to stop me from reviewing them, because I need to let you know what I think of them. Whether or not they're any good, whether or not they're any bad. And what about the ones in the middle? Whether or not you should watch them or not. And of course, since I'm not always correct, although I might think I am, let me know in the comments when I'm wrong and what you agree with. And join me, because this is a 2021 spring anime preview from a different perspective. First up today, we have Shadow's House. An interesting anime which I can't really describe that well in a preview guide, which bodes well for this preview guide, but let's have a go. We met our main character, who we later on learns is given the name Emilico, as she wakes up in a coffin. She gets up, gets dressed, gets cleaned, puts her hair up in a certain special fashion, and goes to work. Although she goes to work in these tunnels. We find out later on she's working for a girl called Kate. And this is, as the name of the anime suggests, the Shadow's House. It is a house for shadows with living dolls acting as their faces and their maids or manservants, or how you like to say it. Because in the world of Shadow's House, the nobility, the important characters are faceless shadows, and the people with normal faces, look like us, are dolls created in the form of the shadow to serve the shadow. Now, we don't see much in this first episode. We just get to meet Kate and we get to meet Emilico. And we learn that Kate, she's kind of very much a cute tsundere character. She refuses to admit it, but she's worries over everything that goes on. Whereas Emilico is just a bright, happy, sunshiny character, absolutely useless at being a maid, but she cares. Her heart's in the right place. Now, the whole premise of Shadow House is a bit bizarre, because you got these shadows, you got these living dolls, and we're not told exactly what's going on. All we know is that we got Kate and we got Emilico, and it intrigued me enough that I want to know more about it. I want to know what the hell's going on in this weird world or castle where shadows produce such because of their thought feelings. They have living dolls who probably are just normal humans acting as their slaves. It intrigues me enough for me to want to know more. If you do want to watch Shadow's House, you can find it airing over at Funimation. Next up, we've got Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, a comedy anime featuring a kid and a girl. Now, the premise of this anime, I first saw it and I thought, this reminds me a lot of Takagi-san, and that's an anime which I enjoyed. I never really finished it, but it's about a kid and a girl sitting next to each other in class, and the kid always tries to tease Takagi-san, because kids always try and tease the girls they like, and Takagi-san always ends up getting one better than him and besting him. And it was a bit samey, a bit dull at times, but it was cute, it was fun, it was innocent, it was kids teasing the person they like, because, don't get me wrong, Takagi-san clearly liked him as well. And Nagatoro takes that premise and raises it up a notch. Now, Naoto, our main character, is a kind of a wussy kid. He's the type of kid who'd get bullied at school. And he really does not like the girls, the loud girls in particular. And so when he goes to the library for his studying after class, he sees a bunch of girls there and he thinks, I don't want anything to do with those girls, I just want to study, please don't worry with me, please don't mess with me. And so when they see him being a bit nervous around them, the girls obviously become a match, think, that kid, I want to bully that kid. Now, these girls apparently are younger than him, but as it turns out, one of them in particular takes a bit of a notice of him. She finds the comics which fall on the floor. He drew manga apparently, and he's obviously made himself an insert character. She takes it on herself to show how messed up he is, how much of an insert character he is in his own manga, and picks on him for it. Now, that in itself is one thing, but it goes on where she actively seeks him out, and it's not a matter of teasing him. What Nagatoro, the girl, does is out and out bullying. In Takagi-san, there is an element of consent there. Because Yamamoto is the one who starts the bullying, he obviously gives consent for the bullying to come back to him, the teasing that is, not the bullying in Takagi-san. So Takagi-san has consent to tease him back, because he's the one who started it. And he's a bit annoyed at it, but he understands, but he started it. He's got to deal with it. Naoto has no intent at all in being implicit to whatever's going on. At the end of it, he kind of hints that he might like it, but that's just a case of bullying Stockholm Syndrome. If you bully someone enough, of course they're going to say, I don't actually mind it, I can do what I want. So I've just given up on it. Right? Basically, in a matter of one day, Nagatoro breaks him. And because you got a bully, and there's no seeming repentance there, sometimes in Takagi-san, because he's the one who started it, her getting her own back is fine, because he kind of deserves that a lot of time. In Nagatoro-san, there's no getting his own back at her. It's just constant bullying, and it's like, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, stop it. No. Just no. I don't want to watch an anime about a kid getting bullied by a girl a year younger. Yes, they might want to show some kind of repentance towards the end of the series, but right now, this anime just looks mean. And I don't want to watch a mean anime, even if it is airing over Crunchyroll. Next up, we've got another sports anime. But this one's a bit of an interesting sports anime because it's a sort of semi-sequel sports anime. Welcome to a world of Battle Athletes Victory Restart. An anime sequel to an anime which originally aired back in 1997. Which was, of course, Battle Athletes Victory. Now, that's an anime I never actually saw. I heard lots of great things about it. Folks I trust their opinions of talk greatly about the series. And so, I go into this one without much knowledge of the original series. But we're interested in this because I don't mind sports anime. Some are good, some are bad. And this one looks like it's good, cute sports anime based around students going to an interstellar university to fight out in a competition to be the Cosmo Beauty. What being a Cosmo Beauty has to being in sports star, I've no idea. But here we are, they're battle athletes. We got a main girl, Kanata. She's a representative from Earth. And I've written down that she's a super strong potato girl. Because that's the entire premise I got of her. She's not exactly the smartest cookie, but she's super nice, super strong, and she loves potatoes. She takes a huge backpack with her to the academy, and the backpack is just full of potatoes. We also meet her roommate, or what becomes her roommate, Shelley. Now she's a representative from Venus, and her weird little quirk is the fact that she's a straightforward, nice girl, but she's a bit outspoken, but she has one major weakness, in fact that two of her limbs are prosthetics. She's got a prosthetic leg and prosthetic arm, and she does not like people making fun of her for that. Initially she doesn't want Kanata helping her because she thinks Kanata's just helping her because of she feels sorry for her, but of course Kanata's not like that. Kanata will help anyone, even people who they don't like it. Now the reason why Kanata wants to be with the Cosmo Beauty, she's got no real interest in the sports initially, because when she was a kid, walking home with a sack of potatoes on her back, of course she would be, she saw a comet crash land into the Earth, and a silver-haired beauty, which seemingly disappeared afterwards, telling her, take these wristbands, you become a Cosmo Beauty. And so she's devoted her life to do the same. Now, I think we meet that silver-haired girl towards the end of the episode, and she's forgot all about it, and is now a mean kid. There's obviously going to be some sort of backstory there. Being controlled, probably. But it's a show which looks interesting. It's not fantastic, but it's watchable. And you can find this one at Funimation. And lastly today, we have Clamp School Detectives. No. We've got Pretty Boy Detective Club, because apparently it's not called Clamp School Detectives, even though it blatantly is. But yeah, this is a Pretty Boys Detective Club anime about a Pretty Boys Detective Club made by Shaft, and you can really tell it's made by Shaft. All their tricks on the book, it's this classic Shimbo tech here. Repeating corridors, 2D frames, everything's there. If you ever seen a Shaft anime, you know what it's going to look like. But we start with our Pretty Boy Club. We start with Manabu, the main character, who is the main detective. He wears a Sherlock Holmes hat, has a magnifying glass, is a classic detective, and he knows he's a pretty boy. He knows he's attractive, he knows he looks good. He's not afraid to admit it. And he promised to help our main girl, Mayumi, with her problem. See that she's looking for a star which she saw in her youth. And apparently the pretty boys decide to help her for some reason. They do that. Or apparently they cause more trouble. We meet a few of the other pretty boys. We meet Michiru, who's a red-headed one. He's a chef, he's a kind of fiery temper, but he's a nice guy. We meet Hyota, he's very much a blonde-haired Shota character. He's short, blonde hair, wears the shortest shorts you've ever seen in your life. Seriously, shorter than I wear when I'm doing Wing Fit sometimes. And yeah, he's going to cause some girls to go to jail in the future, I swear. We meet another bunch of them. We got an artist, I think you do. We got a musician. But whatever pretty boy tropes you've seen in the past, they're here represented. And they spend all their huge amounts of money to go and have a barbecue on this deserted beach which he visited as a kid, try and find this lost star, and that's about it really. It's just basically introducing us to a pretty boy, showing what they're worth, and introducing us to the cast. There's not much special here. It's a pretty boys anime, pretty much pretty boy tropes all over the place. If you want to watch it, you can find this one at Funimation. There were some major disappointments today, although there was also an anime which I am quite looking forward to more of. But what about you? Were you disappointed? By the anime or by me? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to come back next time for the next preview guide, which will be the last. Until then, thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and bye bye.